All right, Mr. Jones, let's talk about changing your environment. Got this short video to kind of walk you through. Even without groundwater seepage, we can still have a lot of moisture issues within your crawl space with rising water vapor, the water and the humidity getting through the porous concrete, coming through the vents, creates a microbial effect that just isn't healthy, not only for just your crawl space, but also with just your home in general. Even the vents that builders thought were a great idea and would solve this problem for so many years has proved to be an incorrect solution, as the cold air comes through in the winter and the warm air comes through in the summer, just creating a clash of environments that this animation shows. This stack effect just illustrates how awful the effects can be, not just for your crawl space, but for your living space, as 50% of the air that you breathe on that first level comes from your crawl space. Moisture is pulled into the crawl space, creates a lot of moisture reading. We even get right up next to the vent in this picture to see how severe that humidity really is. And it creates, again, just sort of a clash of environments, as you can see in that ductwork. The falling rain, the crawl space rain coming down on that cheap 6 mil liner. Ground cover as a solution doesn't tend to work very well. This is essentially just kind of a glorified trash bag solution that contractors have chosen. It's just kind of a loose lay, comes loose when you do crawl around on it or walk around on it. Just not a good solution, and it allows all that moisture to still continue to come up either from the ground and certainly through the concrete walls. This has an extreme impact on your insulation, right? This insulation falling is not caused by rodents. This is caused because that insulation is just taking on all kinds of moisture, and it becomes very heavy. And so it's just falling to the ground and not doing what it's intended to do. It also has an impact on your floor framing system. So that you can see your floor framing system from your crawl space. When that insulation falls down, that the lumber takes on water, eventually rots, and can even have an effect on the living space in your floor, as this is structural. All right, so now that we've taken a look at the causes, some of the historical options for repair that contractors and customers have entertained in the past. The first one is just the option to do nothing. You've been doing this for years, right? Just sort of ignoring it, hoping that the problem would get better or would just go away. Maybe in the winter it becomes a little bit better, but in the summer you really feel the effects, and that's why I'm out here. I think we can probably both agree that this is not an option for you moving forward, that something certainly has to be done. And the longer that someone were to wait on a repair, the higher the expenses could be to fix it. The second option, as kind of seen in that previous video, is just a 6 mil plastic. And so what that is, again, just a loose lay that doesn't cover the ground 100%, so it's not doing what's intended to do. It's easily broken and punctured as a liner is gonna break down, and it doesn't address your crawl space walls, right? And it certainly doesn't address the problems with the vents that we discussed. So condensation continues to form. The next is an option that we don't see a whole lot in the South. We see it more in coastal regions, but it would be sand and fans. And so the idea is that the sand would kind of absorb the water, or just kind of bury it. But when you go down deep into the sand, it's still really wet. And so sand can become saturated. And so this option doesn't address the cause of the moisture. It's just kind of covering it up. And the idea is with fans that it would provide a more healthy circulation, but all it does is it's really just blowing around the mold and mildew that's still going to work up into your living space due to that stack effect, right? The next would be spray foam, and this is a good idea in theory, but when you take this spray foam and you attach it to your floor joists, it traps and increases that wood moisture, right? And it continues to see the mold growth and wood rot, right? It's messy, it covers up your utilities, and you wouldn't be able to see leaks if you had them. It's gonna hide your termite activity. And again, at the end of the day, it's still not addressing the cause of your humidity issues. It's still just a Band-Aid over the symptoms. Finally, and perhaps the most important to address, because it's probably the most common solution historically, is an improper or just a partial encapsulation. And so there's a lot of companies, they'll come out and do this and say, oh, Mr. Jones, you don't need to do your full crawl space because you've really just got symptoms and issues in one or two areas, and so they may just do a partial. They may not use the best of materials. They may not remove the wet insulation. They're probably going to staple whatever the liner it is that they're using, and I would have to ask you if you think that what do you think might happen with a material that you're just going to punch holes in? Well, yeah, you're still going to get the moisture. You're still going to have the moisture and the humidity problem. Most companies that offer this or have offered this as a solution are still not doing anything to address your walls or your columns. The groundwater is not addressed because again, you're not doing the full system. You're not covering the complete surface. The piers aren't wrapped. So this is not a permanent solution either. And so of all of those historic solutions that we've looked at, are there any that you would anticipate investing in as a permanent solution for your home? No, I didn't think so. And so with that in mind, we discussed the wrong way to do things. Let's have a look at the right way, or the solution that will work. And so Groundworks solution, our permanent solution, is sold as a system. It's going to include the AquaStop Crawl Seal, the AquaStop Crawl Space Air System, and then be finished off with the AquaStop Crawl Space Door. And so our engineering department's put together this short video that explains this at just a really high level. And so we'll play this, and then I'll just do a deeper dive into the project afterward. So play the video. Okay, so you can see just that from the beginning of the process, our installers, our crews are going to make sure that they shore up any gaps, including the vents, anything in the walls that would allow moisture to come through, anything where the humidity could come into your crawl space. They're going to shore up those gaps. You can see the guy at work. We're going to mechanically seal the wall liner to your foundation walls. And it's going to be a really beautiful and thick over a drainage system. First, we're going to put a drainage system down. It's going to disperse the water out away to your gutter system, and then place this seal over it. You can see that everything is going to be wrapped, including your piers, including your columns. We're literally encapsulating the entire space like a complete Tupperware system. It's going to be white, it's going to be bright, and it's not fully complete until we install the crawl space air system. And so this acts as a dehumidifier, and I'll let this video say it even better than I could. Play the video. Okay, so our air system is going to have a permanent filter. This is something that you're not going to need to replace. You're not going to have to come down and do maintenance every few months, like you'd need to replace your air filter, in your home. This is something that is permanent, but we're going to come out once a year on the anniversary of your install date, and we're going to replace this with your service agreement. Okay, so you won't ever have to really come down to do any of that maintenance. Here's just an image of that air system. It's got a digital read on it, and so you'll always be able to know what that humidity level is set to. We'll set it at 55% relative humidity. Once it bumps up over 55, then the system will go to work. So it's not just going to continue to run all the time. It's only going to run when it needs to circulate and purify. So they can kind of see what that looks like. The final step is the installation of our AquaStop crawl space door. And so this is going to be a custom fit door to your space. I've taken pictures of your existing door and the measurements. And so this is going to include weather stripping on all sides. And it's going to be made out of the same material that Yeti coolers are made out of. It's called Starboard weather stripping, and it's just a beautiful door that's going to further encapsulate your home. We'll do that on site. Here's an image of the door from the interior. So it's a tight and perfect fit, further encapsulating your space.